All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well, the true leaders of the house of Israel, and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of earth doing this truth, pushing this truth in sincerity and in love. All right, I want to label this topic of the sit-down today. It's going to be called Slavery Was a Choice. All right. Now, I say that because if you go into the scriptures, the Lord gave Israel an option. You go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and you start at verse 15. This is what the Lord said, and it reads, "But it should come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power," the name of the Lord is Yahweh, all right, "to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." All right, so you go, that's from 15, you go all the way down to the 68th verse. All right, and this is where it talks about slavery. All right, and this was a prophecy because this happened only to one set of people, man. It was you so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans. All right, and this was your option. This was your choice because, like I just read in the 15th verse, the Lord gave you a choice. He said, if you didn't keep the law, statutes, commandments, all these curses from 15 all the way down to 68 will come upon you. And this is the main curse. This is the main curse that proves that your enslavement was a choice. All right, and this is what it reads. It says, verse 68, "And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." Now, if you go into the Hebrew, that word Egypt, which is I can't remember how to say it. The word Egypt basically means in Hebrew means bondage, captivity. All right, the actual word for it slips my mind right now. That's what the word Egypt means. It doesn't mean Egypt the country. It's just talking about Egypt, meaning the Hebrew word means bondage. All right. By the way, again, it says, "The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I speak unto you." And that's when it says, "By the way whereof I speak unto you," it means the same way I'm saying it is the same way it's going to happen. All right. So now you know, if you read the scriptures, the scriptures, Israel and Egypt. When the Israelites left out of Egypt, they didn't leave in ships. They walked out of Egypt. All right, because from Israel to Egypt, you walk through there. You can actually walk out of there. There's no water patches to leave out of Egypt. I mean, you could, go from Egypt around to Israel, but that's not how they left. All right, and there's no history documenting that the Israelites got taken from Israel to Egypt, the land of Egypt, in ships. Only way that happened is because the scriptures tell you that Israel is a people before it's a place. All right. So when it says you're going to go into Egypt again with ships, it means that you're going to go into captivity again, but this time it's going to be in ships. That's what it means by it says, "By the way whereof I spake unto thee," because meaning by the way I'm saying it's the way it's going to happen. All right. And right there it says, keep going. It says, "Thou shalt see it no more again," meaning what? You're not going to see your homeland again. All right. Us Black, Latino, Native Americans, we never seen Israel, man. We never seen our homeland because that's where we're from. We're from the land of Israel. That's our nation, man. All right. "There ye shall be sold," where? "In Egypt, captivity. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, slave men, and bondwomen, slave women." And when it says right here, "And no man shall buy you," it means no man shall save you, because that word "buy" in the Hebrew means save. All right. It says no man shall save you. All right. And there's nobody came and saved us out of here, out of Egypt, because right now we're still in captivity, man. Whether you want to believe it or not, we are still slaves, man. We are still slaves here in America. You so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, y'all are still slaves here, man. You're not free, all right. And the point is, you didn't have a choice. You had a choice because you chose to break the law, statutes, commandments, which majority of our people are still doing to this day. So you still choosing to be a slave, man. All right. And that's why it says, when you believe on the Lord, that's going to set you free. Because what? You believe on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and that he's going to come to save us out of this Egypt, man, out of this place. All right. From there, I'm going to go to Hosea, the 5th chapter. In verse 15. All right. And it reads, "I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face, and the affliction they will seek me early. Right. This is the Lord speaking. He's saying that he will go and return to his place, meaning what? He's going to turn it. He turned his back to us because why? Like I brought out in Deuteronomy, we chose not to keep the law, statute, commandments, the agreement. That's the covenant that we had, man, with the Lord. The agreement we had with the Lord, the contract, was to keep his law, statute, commandments, and he will be with us, man. We will be his people, and he will be our power. But we chose to do what? Be like these other nations and break the law, statute, commandments. So the Lord turned his face away from us. And this is why it says here, I will go and return to my place until they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. Seek his face how? By praying to him, by keeping his law, statute, commandments, and having faith in him and trusting him and doing what he says, man. Not to be like these other nations, because that was our main downfall. We want to be like these other nations, man. But the Lord said he made us different from these nations. All right? And he said, in their affliction, they will seek me early. And right now, we'll be afflicted here in America, man. And you don't got to get into all the ways because, you know, people that, if you got any common sense, you could see that there is only one set of people that's getting afflicted here in America, man. And it's the so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, man, as a whole. And, you know, you Latino tribes, man, y'all think y'all not the same people, but y'all the same people as us, man. Y'all only a boat trip separate. Your captors spoke Spanish, and the so-called black captors spoke English. That's the only difference, man. That's the only difference. All right? And it says in our affliction, we will seek him early, right? Because right now we're being afflicted. And he said in the last days, we're going to seek him, man. And right now, the elect is waking up. All right? And when the elect gets sealed, that's when the Lord's going to come back and save us from this captivity, man. Because, like, you know, people saying right now, we choose to stay in this state. No, this is it's divine intervention, man. The Lord has made this happen. He made us be slaves because we chose not to keep his law, statutes, commandments. Because you really think about it, man, we are stronger mentally and physically than our captors. But what? It's a spiritual thing. And that's what people don't understand. This is a spiritual punishment from the Lord. This is divine intervention that the Lord has us in this position, man. Yeah, you be like, oh, because you looked at it, you see all these slaves on the plantation, they outnumbered the slave masters and whatever. But it was a mental thing. It was a spiritual thing, man. We were spiritually beaten down. The Lord let it happen, man. The Lord let it happen to where we spiritually wouldn't rise up against them. Because even when you had times of Nat Turner and all these other revolts, like Haiti revolted, it was all a spiritual thing where the whole nation of Israel cannot overcome their captors. Why? Because the Lord said it that way. The Lord wants Israel to acknowledge what they did wrong. Going off from the law, statute, commandments, the Lord wants them to acknowledge that. And that's why he says he's going to go and return to his place, man. That's right now, you don't think the Lord hasn't shown his face. Because why? Because he's still waiting for the whole elect, the elect of Israel to return and acknowledge their offenses. Because he already knows 2/3 of the people two-thirds of the nation of Israel aren't going to do it, man. They're going to still continue to be wicked. But he's waiting for the elect to return from their folly, all right? And once they return from their folly, I'm going to get that, the Lord is going to come and deliver the people out of this place, out of their captivity. And that's what we got to do now, because even King David, I think King David in the book of Kings said, if the people pray to the east and acknowledge their offenses, he prayed to the Lord saying, you know, return to the people and save them from their and deliver them from their captivity and their sins. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 14 from the top. All right, this is going to happen. This is what's going to happen when the elect return to the Lord and acknowledge their offenses and repent. All right, this is Isaiah 14:1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. All right, Jacob and Israel represents the whole house of you so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans. All right, and set them in their own land. See, the Lord is going to set them in their own land. We can't do this on our own. The Lord has to do it. Yahweh has to do it. All right. And the strangers, meaning these other nations, these heathens, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave. So I'll take that back. Salaki, I read that wrong. And the strangers, meaning who? Meaning the confusion of faces that are scattered on the four corners of the earth. They're considered strangers because they're scattered amongst these other nations, but they really are Israelites. All right. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and for handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were. All right. So this is the salvation and the hope that we're gonna have, that we have when the Lord is gonna deliver us out of this land of captivity, man. All right. Who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. The rest from thy sorrow is the rest from this captivity, man. The hell that we catching over here in America, man. Because this is the Egypt that was talked about in that Deuteronomy 28 and 68. All right. And right now we're sorrowful, man. We have no rest here, man. We fear for our lives day and night. All right. And from thy fear, see? And from thy fear, because that's all we have here is fear. We don't know if our loved ones are going to make it, leaving the house, our children. We don't know if ourselves are going to make it, all right? Thrown in jail, killed by these cops. You never know, man. Stray bullets, we in constant fear for our lives over here, all right? And it's the point right here. And from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, all right? The Lord made us serve this because we chose to go off from the law, statute, commandments. But in the latter day, these days, that's what the Lord said, he's going to have mercy on us, all right? He's going to have mercy on the elect and the rest of the house of Israel because, the Lord said he's going to ultimately save all of Israel because even though you're going to die on this side, you're going to come back in the kingdom. So you're still going to be good, all right? Verse 4, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city? There's another point right here. Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, all right? Keep reading. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing, all right? So the Lord has to do this, man, all right? The Lord is going to be the one that delivers us out of our captivity. We can't do it, you know what I'm saying? Because we chose to be in this state, so now we gotta ride this punishment out, man. We got to ride it out, all right? So that's that's just the point, real quick point I want to make to prove that, yes, we did choose to be a slave, and we don't choose to continue to be a slave because we chose to break the law, statute, commandments, and now we have to deal with the fact that, yes, we are slaves now because we broke the law, statute, commandments, and only the Lord can deliver us out of it, all right? And the Lord will deliver us out of it once the 144,000 and the elect are sealed. And that's the hope, and that's our prayer, is that the Lord speeds this thing up so we can get up out of here. And we acknowledge our offenses, man. And we got to ride out this affliction until the Lord deems us worthy to be saved. All right? So with that, I'm going to close out once again, giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Shalom.